Hey, Shalom Marcus, Rakam Makapash from Jimis London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chachadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole for that's pushing the truth in all sincerity. Welcome to another lesson. It's gonna do my annual Christmas bashing, right? Because today is supposedly, Christmas, right? The high wicked day that these heathens, these wicked, have put up to worship their idols, right? To have that prominent in the world today, right? And every year, we always keep telling you, man, that this is a pagan holiday. Okay, it's got nothing to do with the Son of God. Okay, the Lord, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, has nothing to do with him. Okay, it's nothing but a pagan uh, day of worship. Okay, surrounding the winter solstice. All right, and going all the way back to Babylon, really. But it all coincides with the winter solstice. Going on, December 25th date. Okay, that they pretend or put out there that it's supposedly the Lord's birthday. That he was born in the winter time, and none of that is true. Okay, we know according to the scriptures, because you're not going to find Christmas in the Bible. That's number one, right? You ain't going to find that in the Bible. Okay, but when you read the scripture, the Lord was born. Okay, when you deduce it right through what through the events that was taking place in Judea at the time. Okay, the Lord was born in and around the Passover, man. Okay, which takes place in the spring. Okay, it's got nothing to do with December, the winter time, right? It's in the spring. Okay, same with his crucifixion. Okay, it occurred in the time of the Passover. Okay, here's the Passover lamb, right? We know this. We should, right? The Lord was born and was crucified on the Passover. Okay, which occurred in the spring. Right? So this whole December 25th business is a lie. Okay, that the wicked, the wicked of this world, right, have got the masses of people following all over the world, right? It doesn't even seem to matter what their belief is, what religion they're into, right? The majority of these people, celebrate Christmas. Okay, when really all they're doing is worshiping idols, essentially. And, they get all the advertising going on. Oh, you gotta get your Christmas tree. Get your Christmas tree and decorate it, right? Gotta decorate your house, right? Santa's coming. All this BS, this wickedness, right? Satan's coming, right? Okay, to come down your chimney, right? Yeah. Look out here, right? And they just add wicked practices onto a wicked date. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing, man, and commercialize it, make money, and you know it's all a bunch of BS, man. It's got nothing to do with the Lord. Right? And we say this every year that you Israelites, okay, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans should not be participating in Christmas, neither Easter, neither all these high satanic days that this world pushes. Okay, the world pushes these days. This world is not about the Lord. Okay, this is the time of evil, man. The wicked are in rulership. Okay, as Job 9:24 says, right? This is the time of evil. This world ain't gonna be pushing righteousness, right? So they ain't gonna be pushing to worship the Lord. That's come on, man. That's ignorant. Okay, that's naive, right? Okay, so they're pushing nothing but wickedness, man, and you're participating in it because it's a bit of mostly nowadays it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of times to celebrate, right? Esau gives you the day off, right? So you can worship his idols, right? So you can, pile in that energy on that day, while they're doing their wicked ass sacrifices and stuff like that, you know. So he give you the day off for that. He won't give you the day off to really keep any of these high holy days in the Bible. He won't give you that. He won't do that for you. But he'll give you a day off to worship his idols and do all kinds of manner of wickedness in them. But that's just the world we live in. Like I said, it's run by the wicked. Okay, the wicked are not here to push righteous holidays or righteous vibrations in the earth. They're not here for that. Okay, and you people are being deceived, right, by the devil. All right, so let's just get into it, man. Done enough talking. So there's a annual bashing of Christmas, right? Christmas annual bash, right? So we're gonna start off here in Jeremiah 10, of course, right? And we're gonna read from the top. It says, "Hear ye the word of the Lord, which speaketh unto you, O house of Israel, saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen." Okay, you're gonna find that in the scriptures it tells you that this is a heathen custom that the majority of our people are doing today, the majority of the world are doing today. Putting Christmas trees up in their house and bearing presents underneath, putting presents underneath them, and all this business. That's all heathen customs, okay, which we're not meant to be following as Israelites. Okay, so thus says the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Okay, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them, because the heathen haven't been given understanding. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay, they think cows are gods, things to be worshipped. The stars are things to be worshipped. The sun, things to be worshipped. The wind, the water. These are not things to be worshipped, man. The Creator is the one to be worshipped. But these heathens don't understand these things, right? So they set up idols to worship these different things that they observe in the world. They just don't have understanding to what's behind it all, right? So they do vain things. But the Most High gave us the truth. The Most High revealed Himself unto us, so we wouldn't do vain things, right? That we'd worship Him, right? But we seem to get caught up in all the heathens' business, man, and start doing all kind of craziness that they're doing. Okay, and it's no different today, man. We're putting up trees in our house, decorating our house, thinking that we're serving a power that we don't even understand. Thinking that it's the Son of God, and you people don't even know what the hell you're doing, man. You're fools. Yeah, you're idiots right now, man. You're being deceived, and you don't even understand. If you don't bother to, look things up, right? And the fact that the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. So he got you in the darkness, man. But anyway, yeah. So they're not the way of the heathen, man, because they don't know shit. Okay. Right. It says, for the customs of the people, the customs of the heathens, the things that they do, right, are vain. The things that they do are vain. It doesn't come to anything. It's foolishness. All right. It says, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe, right? So Christmas time is, that time where, all these, what do they call them, evergreen trees or whatever they call them, right? Because supposedly it's meant to represent the Lord somehow, whatever, right? But they chop down a bunch of trees, right? Just for this one occasion, just chop down bare trees to have it in your house for a certain amount of time and then chuck it away, right? That is a waste. That is a waste of a tree. Right, what you people are doing right now. And I know people got plastic ones in the house and that kind of business, whatever. But there's a lot of trees get chopped down. All right, just for this one occasion that, like I said, doesn't represent anything. It doesn't mean anything, man. It's they're doing wickedness with it, right? But anyway, it says they deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. Okay, that's what you do when you set up your Christmas tree. Okay, you got your stand. Okay, you put it in stands today. You ain't got to fasten it down and that. But you deck it with the gold and silver, the baubles, right? Put the star on top because you think, oh yeah, it's do the law. So we're gonna put the star like the star that guided the wise men to the Lord. We're gonna put the star on top. Some of you put an angel on the top, or fairy, or whatever whatever the effort is. Thinking that you're doing something righteous, man. But all you're doing is repeating practices and customs of the heathen. Okay, that is what you're really doing. Okay, carrying on these customs of these heathen, man. Okay, it has nothing to do with the Lord whatsoever. All right. So they are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. Their knees must be borne because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. Right? Because so what do you do, man? Like when you put the tree up, right? Because they had the custom of these presents and stuff like that. You put the present down the tree, you got to bow down to it, right? You bow down to it, right? That's what you do today. You put the trees you get underneath the tree, you make sure it's, you fill up all the space under the tree so, your kids can get presents or whatever, right? It's it's a symbol, man. Okay, that represents this time. You know, so-called Christmas, right? It's an idol. You know, Christmas don't feel like Christmas without the fucking Christmas tree. You know, it's called the fucking Christmas tree. You know what I'm saying? And and that's another thing we noticed recently as well, man. Like, I was even out yesterday, last night, you know, evening for dinner, right, with my missus, a woman's um, family and that, right. And it was dead. You know, usually places like that we full because you know people are having dinner all the time. You know, it's coming up to Christmas and blah blah blah. It should be busy, right? This shit was dead, right? And my boy kept telling me like for the whole time, like you know, it don't really feel like you know, don't feel like no, we don't feel like how Christmas you know has usually been over you know in the past. You know what I mean? Because my boy's he's just a kid in it. You know, he enjoys the presents or whatever his grandparents get him or whatever that shit. But you know, he said it just don't feel the same. And that's a sign, man. That's a sign because hey, things are being brought down in this place, man. But I'm gonna get to that anyway in a bit, right? Okay. Um, this is back here in verse 6. As far as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. All right, but that's pretty much the point. That's the custom of the Christmas tree that we've you know Esau has kind of brought back into this era and having people do. Okay, something these heathens used to do. Okay, which used to represent Nimrod and you know Nimrod's penis and whatever, right? They've just brought that shit back because they into phallics worship, you know, penis worship. Right? They still set up those monuments in the earth today. Esau, right? He does that, right? So he's got you people doing all that today, and then but he just tells you, oh, but it's about you know who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, thinking that you're somehow doing some righteous act today, when in fact you're participating in wickedness. All right. It's Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 13. It shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love your Lord, to love the Lord, your power, Yahweh, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in its due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, and that thou mayest eat and be full. All right, that's what the Lord said to us if we was worshiping, right? Because the first commandment is to worship the Lord and not no one else, right? So that was a commandment given to us, right? We're not meant to be going into different things and worshiping or doing these customs or following that practice, or if it's not of the Lord, we ain't meant to be doing it. All right. And the verse 16 says here, take heed to yourselves that your heart, which is your mind, be not deceived, right? And ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. This whole world is under a deception right now, doing things they shouldn't be doing. Okay, worshiping and bowing down to things that they shouldn't be doing. Okay, idols and you know wicked practices that they shouldn't be doing. Okay, because they've been deceived, man. They're not sticking to what the scriptures say. Nowhere in the scriptures they tell you about no Christmas tree and putting one up in your house and you know that it's the Lord's birthday. None of that is in the scriptures, man. Therefore, it shouldn't be done. Right? The things that you're doing are purposely put here in front of us, right? Because it is specifically attached to pagan worship, you know, idol worship. And Esau knows that. That's why he has it as a holiday, right? If it was different, if you just wanted to put a tree in your house, yeah, there's no issue with that. When you just decide that you want to decorate, fine. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what you wanted to do. But the fact that this date, okay, and the whole thing behind it, man, Esau knows that it's specific, right, for this day of idol worship. Okay, that everybody joins in on. It's like a big, I don't know, or something, an example or something. So it's like one great big ritual that everyone's holding hands on, you know, giving up their energy like a Goku spirit bomb, man. You know, everyone's just giving their energy, putting energy into this day, and the relics and the talismans in their houses. You know, it's like giving energy to something, and that's why the elites have it have it so. They make a date, and that's the date they do their wickedness on, and you people participate in it. You participate in their sacrifices. You know, that's what you're doing. All right. So it said, take heed to yourself that your heart be not deceived, and you turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. Okay, and people have been turned, and like I said, they're worshiping these idols, and you know, ignorantly or not, right? You're still participating in these acts. Okay, and there's problem, you know, there's punishments for that, judgment for that, right? In verse 17, and then the Lord's wrath be kindled against you, and shut up the heaven, that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, unless you perish quickly from off the good land which the Lord giveth you, which is what happened to us, because we started getting involved with it even back then, right? So the Lord, you know, displaced us. You know, he brought plagues, he brought droughts, he, you know, did all kinds of things to us as part of the judgment, because we was told not to do that. But here in this site is rife throughout the whole world. Okay, and like we know, there's a great judgment coming to this earth. Okay, for all this wickedness. Okay, and that time, you know, coming soon. All right. It's First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 11. Let me start from 10. Right. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Right, and in those days when there are of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Right, so in this world today, people are happy to go along with what everybody else is doing. You know, the laws of that land, or you know, whatever you want to call it, man. You know, Christmas has become like a national thing and a global thing, right? And it's quite strange that, you know, if you're not participating in some form of fashion, like I said, somehow it even transcends religion, a lot of it. You know, I went out today. I went out today just now to the shop because some shops are open, right? Because then, you know, they might not hold the day itself and, you know, care too much about it. So they, you know, they open the shop because they want to make money. They don't care about all this shit. But no, but they still put the decorations up, you know, somehow. You know, I mean, we had presents and whatever. I don't know. I'm just speculating in it, but they still got all the decorations up in that because they want to make it feel festive, and they still get involved. All right. So you got people just doing as the Greeks do, doing as the Romans do, you know, whatever. All right. And now people are like that. Okay, they just want to fit in, so they just do what everyone else is doing. All right, but we're not meant to be like that though. All right. This is verse 12. So this device pleased them well, and then certain of the people were so forward there hearing that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the orders of the heathen. But we just read not to follow the ways of the heathen. This whole Christmas thing is not our way. Okay, that is a heathen way. Okay, and although, you know, Esau makes a big thing out of it, that's not for us. Okay, we're not meant to participate in that. Okay, we got our own high holy days. But how many of our people know our own high holy days? How many people actually know our own high holy days? Not many of them. Right? And Esau doesn't even push it. Okay, and if he was a Christian, as he calls himself in these you know, in America and Britain, and you know, he's supposed to be Christian lands, supposedly, right? We know that's all BS. You know, Esau serves Satan, right? But if that was the case, he's supposed to be a Christian. Then why doesn't he bring out the holidays, the higher holy days of the scriptures? Why doesn't he do that? Why are these made up ones prevalent? You know, Easter. Well, it's supposed to be the Passover. So why doesn't he say, oh, Passover? You know, I say Christmas is not even close to anything. There's nothing in there. even remotely close to Christmas. Okay, you want to know about the Lord's birth? We have to go back to the Passover. You know, Passover is that high holiday that really that is the head the head holiday, man. And Easter don't push that. You either you do Easter, Christmas, um, what about I don't know. He got a holiday for everything, right? He got Valentine's Day. He got all kinds of holidays. Well, Valentine's not really a holiday, but you know, but it's not nothing from ever from the scriptures. It's not Purim. Purim is not there. You know, it doesn't push Purim. You know, Hanukkah. It doesn't do none of that stuff. Why? Right? You also go ask them questions, right? Verse 15, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant, right? We've left off what we're supposed to be doing, okay, and we're just doing what the heathen are doing now, and that's all we're concerned about. That's what we're caught up in. Okay, we don't pay attention to what we're supposed to be doing that's written in the scriptures. Instead, we just go with the flow. We go with what everyone else is doing, without giving it a second thought, without actually thinking about what the hell it is that you're doing. Oh, is what I'm doing even in the scriptures? No, it's not. But most of you people don't even care. So, you know, you're just another heathen then. You might as well be, right? It says, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. Again, what we was told not to do. All right. It's Isaiah chapter 24, verse 6. It says, therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. All right, so this is what I'm getting into now, right? Because I mentioned about how the spirit of Christmas, right? The whole feeling of Christmas is dwindling. Okay, don't feel magical no more, right? That's not just because I got older. You know what I mean? You know, back when I was a kid in the world, it's like, well, yeah, I didn't know the difference. Yeah, Christmas was a fucking great time, right? You know, get presents and whatever. Yeah, great. But even as an adult now, like obviously the sparkle goes away. It's not so captivating. But when you have children, you're expected to participate and do all these things like everybody else, right? But when you get in the truth, you understand for what it is. Understand Christmas and what it's all about. It's like, hey, we don't deal with that no more. But as we've watched over the years, depending how long you've been in this truth, man, you've seen the spirit of this kingdom and things pertaining to these supposedly festive times, and people are meant to be in high spirits and enjoying themselves, smiling, laughing, and doing all this business, right? That spirit is dying. Okay, it ain't the same as it was, right? Because the world is in a different place than what it was back then. So what, last 14 years, 15 years, we've watched it just disappear, right? People are really stretched right now, man. Inflation's hurting people, right? Joblessness is hurting people. COVID, okay, yeah, that is hurting people, right? People have been dying, right? So it's a very different atmosphere now. Very different atmosphere than what it was 15 years ago, 14 years ago, whatever, right? Very different. Okay, and that in itself is a sign, okay, of the downfall of this kingdom, okay, which is beautiful. All right, so we read this is from Isaiah 24, verse 7. I say even my boy could recognize that. He sensed that, just noticed it. You know what I mean? It's just not the same. It don't feel like Christmas. That's good. It's good. It don't feel like fucking Christmas, man. I fucking hate this shit, man. My woman's still trying to get involved with the family and all that shit, and I'm just sitting there like, whatever, innit? Do what you're doing, But whatever, man. It's dead. Shit is dead, right? And that's good, right? This is verse 7. So the new wine mourneth, and the vine languisheth, and the merry hearted do sigh. It ain't all cheery right now, man. Even though you got people, well, it's a bit late now, but we're no point having drink and laughing and stuff. I guess what, it's probably a lot less, a lot less than what it used to be. Because Because the spirit just ain't there no more. Okay, it's a trend, man. Okay, it's been on decline. Okay, so the mirth of tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth, the music, the television, just ain't the same. I mean, some people are not even watching television right now, man. I mean, I'm not one to watch television. You watch the subscription services like the Netflix or whatever, man. But that's a lot of people just watch Netflix or YouTube. A lot of people don't watch TV no more. So they're not gonna get them special Christmas time and shows. The viewers are down, man. Viewers are down. Because no one gives a shit. Well, you know what I mean? No one's feeling it now, right? No one cares, right? So they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it, right? The city of confusion is broken down. Okay, it's being broke down right now, but we all know as it comes to the end, man, none of this is going to be going on, right? Like I said, right now it's in spells, little bits, but at some point, okay, there ain't going to be nothing but sorrow and grief. Okay, man, I try to drink to forget, but it's going to be bitter to him, right? So they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. Okay, we're going to get to that point, man. Okay, it ain't quite there yet, but it's going to get to that point. The mirth of the land is gone. Okay, and at some point it's going to go. Ain't nobody going to be in that mirth spirit, man. Party spirit. So, you still have, these fools out there that are going to go out tonight, yesterday, whenever, and party up and that, because it's Christmas, right? But they ain't going to be able to do that no more for much longer. But my point is that this spirit that surrounds these days is dwindling, man. Okay, because the people are in mourning, really. Life ain't good, man. Life is shit for these people out here right now. The energy bills are gone sky high. People are foreclosing on mortgages and shit. Losing their jobs. Can't get a pay rise. Things is crap. Things is crap for people, man. Can't get the food they need. The food prices have gone up. It's been a shitty few years for people, man. All right. This is Sirach chapter 5 verse 15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great or small." All right, so like we said, we keep bringing this out every year. We talk about this, of course. About people's ignorance and what it is that you people are doing, man, and not to do it. Right, that's the message we keep putting out there. Look, we're telling you what this whole Christmas is really about, and that you ain't to participate, man. You Israelites are not to be participating in Christmas. Right, it's not what you think it is, man. Cause I know you feel like you're doing something right, and there ain't nothing wrong when you want to spend time with your family and give gifts. There's nothing wrong with those things, man. Okay, but it don't have to be today either. You know what I'm saying? Right? You could do that anytime you want it to, man. Okay, but we're made to believe that or make a big thing out of this particular day, and like I said, this all surrounds paganism and heathenry, right? New word, right? Heathenry, right? That's what it surrounds, man. And that's not what the Lord intended for us. Okay, it's not what the scriptures teach. All right, if you want to, worship the Lord, keep His high holy days, man. Keep the Passover. Do those things, Don't just follow the blindness herd, because the blindness herd just following Esau. Okay, and he's the devil, right? So don't just follow the herd blindly, man. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They're all being deceived. All right, we're here, trying to wake you up. In 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15, study to show thyself approved unto God, Yahweh, a workman needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Right? Get into these scriptures. Know what high holidays exist and what what high holidays you're meant to be, exalting. Don't be ignorant. Oh yeah, Christmas is the birth of the Lord. Where is that in the scriptures though? Where are any indication that the Lord was born in winter? Piece things together, man. Make it make sense. Okay, read the context of what was going on at the time, rather than just, like I said, mindlessly just accepting that date. Which has been around for a while now, but so now it's just taken for fact and truth now, but realistically, obviously, it's not. And an atheist will tell you that. He'll tell you he watched Zeitgeist, right? He'll tell you all about the 25th of December, right? Right? We know it's bullshit. Okay, because it's not the truth. It's not in the scriptures. All right. It says, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. All right. So it shall. This is 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 14. It says, as obedient children are not fashioning yourselves, not making yourselves, right, according to the former lust in your ignorance. Okay, when you come into this truth, you open up these scriptures, man. You're not meant to be ignorant anymore, man. You're meant to learn. You're meant to learn things, understand things, right? And when you come to understanding, of certain things in the scriptures, like, you're meant to cleave unto them, man, and put away that stuff that was wrong, that you did in your ignorance, i.e., like today, Christmas, worshiping, celebrating Christmas. You're meant to put that away, because that was in your ignorance. All right? You're not meant to do it just because it's convenient, or you can't be bothered to change it, or I like Christmas, or whatever the case may be, man. No, you got to do the things that are right. Or you can't really call yourself, serving the Lord, or Christian, or whatever it is that you think yourself to be. You can't consider yourself that if you're not even trying even, do what the scriptures are saying. You ain't trying to do what the Lord is asking you. All right. First John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. All right. This concept of Christmas is a worldly thing. Okay. Gotten from the heathen and pushed upon the world by Esau. All right. At one time, Christmas was banned, man. It was illegal. And they banned it. It's just wicked, right? But come back into fashion. Wickedness is in fashion, right? So, Christmas came back. All right. And now it's one of the most celebrated holidays in the world. Everyone getting in on it. All right. So love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, right, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, because people just want to have a good time, right? That's what all life is supposed to be about, having a good time. No, it's not. Okay, we're meant to be doing right in the world, man. We're meant to be obedient to the Heavenly Father. Right? That's the duty of man. Okay, to fear the Lord and do his commandments, man. But, these people get it twisted, man. Everyone thinks life is about themselves. Serving themselves, serving their own lusts, serving their own egos. Doing what makes them feel good. It ain't about all of that, man. All of that just leads to wickedness, man. And death and destruction, ultimately. Right? This is verse 17, and the world passeth away. Okay, this world, this era, this age that we're living in is going to pass away. Okay, we're not going to have Christmas and Easter and all these, these wicked holidays anymore when the Lord turns up and his kingdom is, begins. They're not going to exist no more. These different views and opinions and different religions, the way people live their lives, everything's going to change. Because people are stuck in unto wickedness, man. They don't know how to be right. They're encouraged to do wickedness in this world, man. But in the world to come, wickedness is not going to be encouraged, man. Wickedness is going to get cut off, right? Stumped, swiftly stopped. So it can't, proliferate in the world, man. Spread like a contagion. No, we're going to cut it off quick, And we're going to establish righteousness through these, from the scriptures, from the law. It's Exodus 23 verse 2. It says here, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Right? Because the world is doing it, don't mean you need to do it. Don't mean you need to believe in it. And this is why we the men of the Lord, the beginning of the elders, apostles, man, we can't take ourselves out of the equation, man. We just treat this day like any other day. Yeah, today is a supposed Sunday. Which Esau will use as a day, to worship the sun worshiper, right? But today is just Sunday. That's all it is. According to Esau, it's Sunday. Just another day. Nothing important. Okay, we know Esau out here doing his wickedness today, but to us, it's just another day. Has no importance to us. We get on, with our routines and whatever as usual. It says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Okay, so we're not following the herd. We're not following just because everyone else is doing it, to fit in or to feel wanted or, whatever, man. Fuck what everybody else feels and thinks about you. Just because you're not doing what they're doing. Scripture says if the world, if the world love you, let me find that one. This is John chapter 15. Something verse 18. Right? It says, if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. Right? So what if you're hated because you're not doing what everyone else is doing, man? You alienate yourself and people treat you different. So what? Right? So if you were of the world, because we're not supposed to be, we're not meant to be of the world, right? We're not meant to be doing what everyone in the world is doing because the world is wrong. Okay, the majority of people on the earth is wrong. The majority of the people on the earth are wicked. Okay, this is the age of the wicked, man, right? It says, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Because we're not like everybody else, man. We don't act like everybody else. All right? So yeah, we're going to stand out. Yeah, people are going to act weird around us or treat us differently. But to hell with them, man. They're about to catch heat. They're about to catch the fire, man. I definitely don't want to join in with you people with that, 100%, right? So you can hold that, okay? I'm Lord willing, I'm gonna get beaten up in the chariot at some point, to avoid the judgment. Okay, I don't want to share that judgment with you, man. Okay, I don't care how close you think we are. I don't care. End of the day, like, we're here seeking our salvation, right? The world is not going to help us with that, right? The world is going to drag us down, and that's why you should speak about not being unequally yoked with unbelievers, man, because they're only going to drag you down. Okay, and you're going to end up receiving the same judgment that they're going to get. Okay, and we don't want that. All right? Is Isaiah 58 verse 1 says, cry aloud and spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet and shew my people their transgressions. That's what we're here doing. That's what I'm here doing today. Telling you the things that are wrong, the things that we do that are wrong as a people. Things to turn away from, man, to shun. Okay, to separate yourselves from. Okay, that's what all the brothers out there, beginning of our elders and apostles, are doing, man. Okay, we bring out this knowledge, this truth from the scriptures. We rebuke, right? To try and get you Jake in the right mind, man. But we know obviously that's not possible to get all you Jake in the right mind. Okay, that's why when we speak, we tell you, man, this truth is only for the elect, because only the elect can understand and receive this truth, man. Okay, but we got a duty to cry it out and spare not. Okay, don't worry about how you feel about what it is that we're saying and how you may perceive us or treat us afterwards. We don't care about those things. Okay, we fear the Lord, man. We don't fear you. We don't fear how you're going to treat us and how you're going to perceive us, man. Who are you? Okay, we fear the Lord. So we're going to do what we're told, man. All right? It says, cry aloud and spare not. Lift up their voice like a trumpet and shew my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. All right? On me. Ezekiel 33. Verse 2, right? It says, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Right? So the Lord has set us up as watchmen, okay, to blow that trumpet, to warn the people, to tell you, you know, the things that you're doing wrong, the things that you need to let go and leave, you know, depart from, because otherwise you're going to get destroyed by it, right? So we're warning you. All right. It says, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, and his blood shall be upon him, right? So we know you've heard this truth, right? There's a lot of people out here that have heard this truth and just don't want to accept it, you know, just want to ignore it. Because we're supposedly crazy, right? So, you know, people out here don't want to listen to us, it's fine. Okay, but you heard it. You heard us though, right? You heard us. So you heard the trumpet, you heard the warning, right? But you didn't take any action. You didn't decide to do anything about it. Fine. Your blood is on your own head. You know? So, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, okay, like, this is like the same thing with like the guy that, parable of, you know, the guy that wrapped the talent in a napkin and hid it. Didn't say nothing, didn't do nothing with it. Okay, we can't be like that, right? Obviously, that parable don't end well for him. But if we didn't do what we did, right, the Lord would have a problem with us because we knew, right? We do know, right? And we didn't warn the people. The Lord would have a problem with us because we didn't warn them like we're supposed to do. Because I know you guys don't like it when we get on people, right? Oh, why can't you still get along and blah 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 blah, you know? Why can't you just because they ain't right. People are not right here, man, and people are hard headed. Okay, so there's friction, man, and you know there's always gonna be friction. You know, between us and the wicked of our people, man. There's always gonna be friction, man. So we're not gonna get on. There's no way we could. Can two walk together except they agreed? They be agreed? No, they can't. Right? So of course there's gonna be friction. You don't want to hear us, man, then you're gonna perish, man. You're gonna die a death of the uncircumcised, man, of the heathen. Okay, we're just merely trying to, trying to help you avoid that, if the Lord wills it, you know. So we have a duty to warn you, man, to rebuke you and you know, potentially try and keep you from judgment if you be of the elect, of the elect, you know. It says, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. All right, we're both guilty, you know. So when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die. If thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, this is what we're doing, that wicked man shall die in his iniquities, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, that's what we're asking you to do, try and get you to do, to turn away from the wickedness, try and leave off the things that is potential, which is harming your potential of salvation. right, from the Lord, right? Um, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul, our own soul, because we did the right thing. We warned you. Okay, it's not our fault that you decided not to take heed. You know? I'm going to end with a couple of Proverbs. Right? This is from Proverbs 13 and 18. It says, poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction. Right? Like I said, a lot of you, don't want to listen. Okay, you want to find out the hard way that what you was doing was wrong. When all it took was you to listen with your 2 ears, man. And I say all, it's not really all, because the Lord have to give you understanding. Okay, so it's not all. The Lord have to open your mind, right? But those that don't or can't, or the Lord ain't trying to wake up, man, guess what? You're gonna meet an unpleasant end. All right, it says, poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction. Right, shame. Right. So, but he that regardeth reproof, the rebuke, right, like take heed of the warning, shall be honored. Right, because these guys obviously don't want to listen, man. They're gonna end up taking the MOTB at some point. If they make it that far. And it's gonna bring upon them shame, eternal shame. Right. But those that take heed and do what's right. Okay, they refused the MOTB in that time, and they survived the hour of temptation. Okay, they're going to be honored. All right. Verse 19: the desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but it is an abomination to fools to depart from evil. Some people are stuck on what they're doing, man, what they believe, what they feel, right, without any real basis, right? They feel like, nah, I have to do Christmas. I have to, I can't not do Christmas. What are you talking about? Nah, my family, my kids, and you don't want to depart from this evil. You don't want to believe it. Okay, you just want to continue in your, in the vain customs that you've was raised, with. All right. So he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Right? The world are the fools. Right? Because they all going into perdition, man. That's where they're marching right now, following Esau. Because Esau is the top fool, and he think he's smart, right? He think he fucking genius, man. But he's the biggest fool. But everybody's walking after him, following him into the same end. All right. We don't plan to walk with him. All right. We're going to close up with this. Proverbs 16 and verse 6 is, by mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. Okay. For the giving of this word, right? The Lord's mercy and truth, right? So iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil. Okay. And this is what we're trying to, give to you, man. The fear of the Lord, man. Because anybody that's, doing these things still, man, and still can't come to, the conclusion or the ability to leave off these wicked ways. Right? Like I said, the Lord's going to destroy, man, and you as a person, who wants to be destroyed, right? So it should put fear in you, man. Like when we bring these scriptures out and break them down to you, man, you should know, you should understand, man, that this ain't right, man. This is not mentioned in the scriptures, man. And just do a bit of reading, man, a bit of research, man. Study to show thyself approved, man. Find out what this Christmas is all about. But once you heard this and searched that for yourself, man, and you know it to be off, don't go back to it. Don't just like, oh, whatever. I like Christmas or whatever. Don't go back to it. because that means you got no fear of the Lord, man. You don't understand that, your actions, man, have consequences, and the Lord is gonna repay everybody for their actions, man. Okay, so we try and bring you the fear of the Lord to you, man. So you like, there's a kind of something to prevent you from doing this anymore. Which is gonna be on something righteous. You know, but that's all I got, man. Like I said, another year of this shit again, but Lord willing, this is the last one. Lord willing, this is the last time we have to talk about this. you know, Lord willing, Yahweh Shai return and destroy this place, man. We're not even talking about Christmas, and no one talking about Christmas next year, Lord willing, because it won't exist no more. It'll be done away with, man. Hey, Lord willing, man. Because the spirit's already dying in this place anyway. The Lord is coming quickly, man. It's just a matter of time. So, with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakach Kodash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, the men that taught us this truth. All right, and Shalom out there to the brothers out there, on the highways by teaching the truth in all sincerity, man. So, with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, Shalom.